Good morning. I'm back from La Crosse, Wisconsin. I'm at my home, and this is a view off to the west off of my back porch. And hopefully you'll get to see a hummingbird come zooming in and out. This is the Easter season, and this coming Sunday I preach on Luke's gospel, his account of how Jesus walked to the road to Emmaus with those two fellows, one named Cephas, we don't know the name of the other, but they were among his disciples, even if they were not among his apostles. And they were people that were precious to Jesus. And Luke shares this story. He's the only one that shares it. The other three writers of the Gospels, accounts of Easter and afterwards, don't record this. And you can see some beautiful themes in what Luke is recording about what happened and how it helped Luke understand the movement of Christianity in the name of God after Jesus. So Jesus is risen from the dead, and these two men are walking to Emmaus, a village. It seems like it's probably one of their homes is there at that village, and it's a place where you could walk in part of a day. It seems like it's about 7 miles away. There's some debate about today where that spot really is. I got to go to Israel recently with a group of 57 people, and we went to a spot that looks like what some they think archaeologically could be the Emmaus where these two men were walking. And there are quite a few big trees there, like the famous American picture of Jesus walking to Emmaus with the big trees, which I was kind of surprised. He chooses to enter the conversation as someone who is ignorant of all the things that have happened in Jerusalem. In their minds, though, he's obviously a Jew and not a Gentile. And so they're incredulous that he doesn't know what they're talking about after he's been listening to them, and he's coming from Jerusalem with them to leave to go out to Emmaus. Because the whole city was in an uproar about this great teacher during the Passover being turned over to the Romans and being crucified. And so they just can't believe that he's uninitiated to the events. So they say to him, "Are you the only one that doesn't know what's going on?" And then he said, "Just tell me about what things," and very wisely gets them to, and this happens in a lot of counseling situations, he gets them to distill all of their concerns into a summary so they could see it in front of them. And so they summarize, they say, these things are about a man named Jesus of Nazareth. We Jews thought he was going to be the prophet who would redeem or ransom Israel, change our circumstances forever, long promised in our Bible. We thought, because he did miracles and he spoke so well and taught us so much, we thought he was the one that was called the Messiah. But they didn't use in Luke's account the words of Messiah. They might have used it on that walk and Luke left it out, but they said, we thought he was the one that would ransom Israel, redeem Israel, get us back on track, usher in the prosperity of the Messiah, everything a Jew hoped for, that heaven on earth would come and life would forever be wonderful on earth. We thought that's what he was going to do, change our circumstances. But instead, he was turned over to the Romans and they tortured and killed him. And on the third day, which is today, some women went to the tomb to pay him honor and his body wasn't there, but they saw angels that said he had risen from the dead. But the men that ran to the tomb, they did not see him and they didn't see the angels. And so we don't know what to think. Maybe these two men had hope in still that Jesus was the Christ. Maybe they had remembered some of his words about resurrection, but they're like, well, then where is he? If he rose from the dead, why didn't he just rise from the dead and appear to all of us? They're telling Jesus, who rose from the dead, who's walking with them, why didn't he do all this? What's going on here? We don't know. We're throwing these ideas back and forth. That's what